Hello, I'm Chance,
And I'm Sergio.
and this is Brick Wall Cinema.
Welcome to the party, pal! Oh my god! That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me! I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
Have you ever met a person, you say, hey, let me get some parfait? They say, hell no, I don't like no parfait.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema, everyone. And today, me and Sergio are going to talk about the 2021 action movie Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk, Connie Nelson, Christopher Lloyd, and the RZA. Let's get into basic info. It was rated R, directed by Ilya Naishuller. I probably mispronounced that. It's from the same director as Hardcore Henry.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and released in theaters on March 26, 2021, with the runtime of an hour and 32 minutes and a budget of $16 million. And it grossed $57 million worldwide. Honestly, I can see the money is on the screen, really. It's not a big budget, but with what they had, it looks really good. And the Rotten Tomatoes score is 84% critics and 94% audience. And so let's go into the synopsis, Sergio. Hutch Mansell, a suburban dad, overlooked husband, nothing neighbor, a nobody. Hey, that's the title of the movie. When two thieves break into his home one night, Hutch's unknown, long-simmering rage is ignited and propels him on a brutal path that will uncover dark secrets he fought to leave behind. All right, we got that out of the way. So, I don't think it's going to be a long review. We're just going to get into it and get in and get out, in and out. Let's start off with our thoughts on the movie. What do you think of Nobody, Sergio?
Well, I'm not sure if the secret badass thing is overplayed now because there's been so many movies that have had that, but this one was oddly interesting as it starts off very slow, kind of like giving you an idea of what he has to deal with on a daily basis, and you can kind of feel him sort of like unhappy with it. Like, you know that something's missing, like something isn't adding up, or that it doesn't feel right. It kind of starts off like that, and as time goes on, you see him go through his sort of rampage, and it reignites something in him, as you can see as the movie progresses.
Okay, so you touched on something I wanted to bring up later, but I guess we should bring up now is, yeah, I thought the movie was really good. I like the action. I love the action in it, but everything else it was acted really well, but just the story itself, I'm kind of tired of it by now. As I was watching this movie, I was just thinking of other movies that did almost exact same thing. Like the everyman that you don't want to mess with because he has special forces or special training.
Or he has abilities that take him above just an average guy.
Yeah.
And this one it was a bit interesting. I still enjoyed it. There was some interesting parts of it. I have seen several of these tropes before, like these aspects in other movies, but I enjoyed the movie nonetheless, as you said before.
Me too. I'm not going to get my rating out yet but the way it's going, I think it's easy to tell what my rating is going to be. But I digress. Like easily, just remind me of The Equalizer, Taken, John Wick, and Beekeeper. Mainly John Wick. There's a lot of things about this that remind me of John Wick. Not only the director and producer.
I mean, it makes sense. Like you said, the director and the producer are the same people who worked on it, so it makes sense that it would feel the same.
Yeah, but we already have 4 of those, and we have 3 Equalizers and 3 Takens. There were 10 movies of these, so I'm kind of good for a while. I mean, it was great seeing Bob Odenkirk playing a badass. We never see that. He was Saul in Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. So he's good with being a dramatic actor, and he also does a lot of sketch comedy. So he's good at comedy, but we never see him just be a badass. And all the work he put into the fight scenes is all on screen. Like I read that he took him over like a couple of years for him to practice with his movie, and he did almost all his own stunts. And you could tell because all the shots that they have him fighting, it's all long shots, long cuts.
Yeah, very few cuts.
Yeah.
But I would like to mention that there is one thing I noticed in this movie that I don't usually see in many other action movies with this kind of protagonist. It is one of the most bloodiest ones that I've seen. Besides things like John Wick, that, well, granted, have a whole lot of violence like that. We never see the protagonist get like this beat up often. Mostly, they are like so good at what they do that they hardly ever get hurt, or if they do, it's like very minimal. Whereas in this one, you can clearly see him take a lot of hits.
Yeah, and it looked cool. I mean, I like that because he's supposed to be like the everyman, so you have to believe that he can get hit. You know, he's not the type of person that's like, he's not like the Equalizer where he's dominating every single fight he's in. He's gonna get a lot of hits in, but he's also gonna get hit a lot.
Yeah, this feels like a way more realistic version of that trope.
I mean, realistic. I mean, kind of. Something's got to give and take. Like all of LA at night is just empty traffic, like no traffic at all. Just all empty streets. Come on.
I think it depends on the type of on the time, basically. But I have seen LA streets like that before.
All of them, though. You have to do a whole car chase.
Yes, it depends on where you are in LA and also what time.
Dude, the times I know that you're thinking of. Wait, what time are you thinking of?
I'm thinking sometime in the like the early mornings, like 1 in the morning or 2.
Not okay. You know, that's got me thinking. How long is this movie going for? Like, how long is all these events happening?
Are you thinking about the events, like the fights, or throughout the entire movie? Because I counted, it takes place over like a couple weeks.
Okay, because I was wondering what the family is doing between all of this.
Yeah, because in the beginning, it actually speeds through the first 2 weeks, and this one happens within about, I believe, about a few days. The fight scenes and all the rest that happens after the beginning. At most, I'll give it like 5 or 2 days, somewhere in between there. Because the family already said that they were going to go somewhere safe. They didn't really specify where. It's just a way to get them off the screen so that they aren't in harm's way and aren't a constant plot hole within the movie.
Later, honey, we'll see you in the final act. Yeah, and also, now we're just jumping across different scenes in the movie. What was your favorite scene?
I believe my favorite scene was when they tried to kill his father, and he just pretends to be sleeping with a gun under his blanket.
Oh my god, I love that scene. I actually got really scared because I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna kill Christopher Lloyd. You can't do that. That's like a rule. That's movie rule 101. Never kill Christopher Lloyd. Because like, I mean, have you ever seen him die? Except for Back to the Future where he lives, but still.
I don't think so.
Like, he's such a cool guy. So seeing him have a gun and like just shooting him and trying to hide him when the caretaker comes in.
Yeah.
I just love that whole scene. But I would say my favorite scene is the bus fight scene.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the trailer, but if I knew I was in the trailer, I'd be like, oh, this is gonna be my favorite scene, isn't it? Because it just looked like it was so much more time put in that one scene than anything else in the movie. Yeah, no, it might not be. I know that might not be the case, but that's the one they heavily marketed the most.
Yep.
And it looked like, the most time and effort was put into it, because the one thing about the producer for this movie, we said it in our Fall Guy review, but David Leitch, even though he didn't direct it, probably just gave money to this. The action scenes when movies with action scenes that involve him in them, I know, let me rephrase that.
That he has worked on?
Movies that David Leitch has worked on, mainly action movies, whenever they have a whole fight scene in a certain room, they're really good at using the things around that area that are sort of like synonymous with that thing and adding them into the fight. Like when a bus fight scene is happening, they'll put the string cord around someone and start banging them against the door. And then he's keep on saying, next stop, next stop. Like that's funny, but also it's cool to see that they use it in the scene. In what's the movie
You mean
called?
improv with their surroundings?
Yes. And like even with what was that Santa movie? Violent Night. There's a whole scene in the game room, and they're playing with the pool sticks, throwing pool balls at each other, and all these things around that are just using against each other. Even like the Christmas trees there, they use the Christmas lights to hang someone up. It was awesome. But the one thing I do have to, I mean, even later in Nobody, there's a scene, the Home Alone scene where they're all at the warehouse. They're using all the things around them. It's awesome to see. I bet they just have like a day or like a couple weeks or like a week or so where they just go around the set and saying, okay, so how can we use this to kill people? I think that would have to do that, right?
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of the movie. I believe that they did put a lot of work into making these kinds of things, but I do remember David Leitch started his career as a stuntman, so he is very knowledgeable about these kind of action scenes because it's where he did his work. So it makes sense that a lot of the scenes that he worked on would be very good at improv because the fact that he had to work with so many props, he can basically detect how things can work. And actually, stuntmen are actually very knowledgeable on firearms and close quarters combat. So this is some stuff that he would know.
Right. Even here's a little fun fact for this. Christopher Lloyd, they're saying the director actually said that Christopher Lloyd wanted to actually carry the gun, like I forgot what the name of it was. Like the guns that he's holding in the movie are actual real guns and learn how to use them. And they're like there was options for prop guns, but he actually wanted to carry the weight of it, which was honestly, it makes it even more cool.
It reminds me of John Wick, how he practiced every day for the John Wick movies by firing real guns in his backyard.
Sergio, you just called Keanu Reeves John Wick.
Yes.
Like he's actually a real person.
Yeah.
You didn't say Keanu Reeves, you said John Wick.
Okay.
Okay, no, don't do that, man. Don't make it seem like I'm the crazy one for pulling this out. Because you said it.
Uh-huh.
God, I hate when you do that. Do you have a favorite character? Or a favorite villain, I think?
There's very little characters in this movie.
Yeah, you know what? I'm take this out. Do you have any notes for the movie?
No, not really. It was very simple and it was very clear what they were trying to do. So everything in here pretty much falls pretty good together. Not really much I can say about it.
That's kind of where I'm thinking of too. It is a really straightforward movie, so I don't know. I thought it was just really good. Let's give our ratings then. For me,
right.
I gave it a 3.5 stars because it is good. I love the action in it, but it's not really anything groundbreaking, nothing really interesting, like not really anything that's defying anything new, which is not, I'm not always looking for something new, but I'm looking for something different, or in a way, it's actually the same thing.
Something that separates it from all the other movies that have done the same thing.
Yes. It can't only just be the actor doing it. It needs to be more for me. And even though he did a great job, even though Bob Odenkirk did a really good job, I just feel like you can't really carry a whole movie with one person doing something that everyone else does. It's like the Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger thing in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, they have action movies coming out. Yeah, people are going to see them, but you can't always bank on them seeing it because of Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Isn't that why you keep telling me to watch these movies because this actor is in it?
No, shut up. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm taking. Give your rating.
You know it's true, Chance.
No, I know you should be giving your rating right now. That's why I know.
Okay. I would give it a 4 out of 5.
You would give it a 4 out of 5?
Yes. Even though this trope has been done before, this is one of the first ones that actually made it into a sort of genre sort of thing. And despite how simplistic this movie is, I did find it very enjoyable.
Wow, okay then.
Not every movie needs to like delve deep into bigger plots. It could just be very simple, and this does that really well. It's a satisfying movie to just watch every now and again. Not something that you have to watch an entire saga of to get an overarching story, because it's just a self-contained story that has a good plot.
Yeah, and
really good action.
I'll give the movie this. It is in and out. It's like an hour and a half long.
True.
And I think they're planning on doing a sequel for this.
That would be interesting. Do you think they're going to do the same characters, or are they going to follow his father and his friend?
I want what you said, like for all the friends, because they can call the movie Nobodies.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I got a kick out of that. I just think it's funny to call him that. All right, I think we can call that an episode, Sergio.
Okay.
Well, see you guys later. I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
And have a cinematic day. Hey everyone, thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.